Hey, what's up, guys? Today, I would like to talk about The Power of Now, and it is one of the most beautiful book on the earth, and I think you all should read it, and I encourage you. So, some of the, we are going to discuss some of the concepts from that book, and let us integrate into our life so that we achieve our goals faster. So, since our channel is mostly about mindset coaching and goal achievement, so here we are. So, the mind is a very beautiful instrument that has that is one of the greatest gifts we have, and most of us suffer because they do not know how to use it. We are suffering because we do not know how to use it, and that's a shame. There are there is a nature of mind, and we need to understand the nature of mind and work with the laws of the mind so that we have better navigation with the mind. So, the mind, you are not your mind, you are not your body as well. You have a mind as an instrument. So, part of us think constantly, which is the nature of mind. And thinking is really very important. If the thinking is constructive and positive towards our vision, then we don't have any problem with thinking. But if the thinking is negative, and if the thinking is not constructive, then we have a problem. And the problem is not with the thinking as well. The problem is getting identified with the thinking. Once you get identified with your thinking, you lose the idea that you have a mind as an instrument. You lose that idea. You think you are the mind, you think you are the thinking, and you lose a perspective. And when you lose the perspective, you do not know how to use it. You become the instrument. So it's very important to have a distance between you and the mind so that you can play with it. Most of us, if you get identified with your thinking, then the thinking become compulsive. Most of us want to achieve so many things in their life, but they're identified with their past. Like if they want to do something, then their past experiences pop in, and the mind forms beautiful stories of why you can't achieve that what you desire, isn't it? And it will tell you why the future is so beautiful, and let us live in the future. And it denies the present moment. It will not allow you to be in the present moment. So be aware of it. And how do we come out of this pain and suffering? It is through consciousness. The consciousness is the only way out of suffering and pain. Look at your life right now. Like the pain and suffering in the present moment is due to the resistance you have towards the present moment. And more the resistance to the present moment, more the pain and suffering you have in the present moment. So the key here is to become non-resistant to the present moment. Just allow the moment to pass without any resistance. Then the more and more you cultivate this quality of allowing the present moment to flow through you, just being in the present moment, then naturally you see that the degree of pain and suffering has been decreased drastically. Yeah, just try it for the next hour and say, and comment down. And as you all know, the mind always denies the present by staying either in the past or in the future. And the mind has a other layer around it, which is called the ego. And ego is such a wonderful gift, which is like, like I'm just saying you, like it is, just imagine there is a cocoon around your mind, and that is called ego. And it is the ego which creates all the problems. Like once you break that shell, then you enter into the actual part of mind. You will know how to use the mind once you break it. And the joy, the happiness, peace, all the good emotions are inside. And we have this ego, I think we have this ego because only because of ego we will be able to appreciate what's good in the world, or else maybe we would have taken it for granted. That's the reason maybe we have been gifted with ego. And let us understand the nature of ego, let us respect it and navigate accordingly. So, how to become more present into the now by understanding the concept of ego and the higher mind. The mind, or the ego, doesn't allow you to be in the present moment by living in the past. Like if you can catch yourself, if you feel like, how do you know if you're living in the past or present? Is if you're carrying any emotions like guilt, bitterness, frustration, anger, non forgiveness, grievances, sadness. So, if you carry these kind of emotions, then that's a sign that you are living in the past. And if you experience like worrying, anxiety, stress, tension, so these are the emotions which can be labeled as you're living in the future. So consciously catch yourself. Like understand, are you living in the past or are you living in the future? So how do you live in, how do you align yourself to the higher mind? How do you live in the now? And the key here is by being grateful about the now moment, by appreciative, you be in the present moment. So constantly coordinate yourself from grief or anger to gratitude and appreciation. That is, more and more you practice gratitude and appreciation, then more and more you become available to the present moment. And if you find the present moment very intolerable, very intolerable, then you have three options always. You can always change the environment where you're living in, or you can accept it, or you can remove yourself from the environment. So just choose any one of the above. If you find the present moment very intolerable, like accept, like accept the moment. And by accepting one of the scenarios, you should be responsible for taking the consequences as well. No excuses. Just take one, like accept the present moment, accept the consequences, no excuses, and then let us surrender to the moment and let's see how it goes. And what is this? What are the ways you can become more present? Is you can intensify your presence through the practice of gratitude and appreciation. Like Improve the frequency of your presence by practicing appreciation and gratitude. You intensify your presence, being grateful for where you are. And the ego doesn't allow you to be grateful. It always pushes you to always, find reasons to worry about, find reasons to why you can't do something. So it is very important to be grateful and appreciative every moment of your life and see how your life changes. And the other way is through unconditional acceptance, not only of the present moment, acceptance of yourself, acceptance of others. A lot of times we want to change others because we do not accept ourselves and we are not willing to change ourselves. Once you evolve yourself, once you change yourself, once you're willing to change yourself, not with a condition to change others, then see how the conversations go on. The degree of acceptance of yourself is directly proportional to the acceptance of others. The more you accept yourself unconditionally, the more you accept others unconditionally. You don't, it is because of lack of self-esteem and self-confidence we judge others. If you have high self-esteem, you do not judge others. You accept for who they are. You try to understand them without any judgment. And that's how you do not come in any conflict with others. And see how easily you improve your relationships with others by unconditionally accepting others. If you conditionally accept others, you know that obviously you'll be frustrated because you're going to only love them only if they're going to do that. What if they don't do that? Are you going to be upset? So that's the nature of conditional love. So it is very important to cultivate the unconditional acceptance, and it pays off really well. And the last thing is like surrender. Like when I say surrender, it's not weakness. It comes from a place of power, surrendering to the power of now. You surrender to the present moment, knowing that whatever you desire is gonna come at any moment. There is a sense of waiting in the present moment. I'm talking about that level of surrender. Even if it only if you like only even if the present moment is intolerable, surrender to the present moment. Only by surrendering, you know that this moment is intolerable and you know what to do. You understand how this moment is created. You understand, like, you are the cause of your reality, and this reality which is intolerable has been caused from within, and you change the cause within, and then you change the outside as well. So only by surrendering you understand that okay, this is what I'm feeling and I need to change it, and you work on evolving yourself. So the growth comes from surrender as well. Isn't that beautiful? And let us conclude the video by a beautiful quote that I thought I could share. Die to the past every moment. And you don't need your past. And let us refer to the past only when it is helping us to achieve our goal. Or else die to the past. It's not important, buddy. And with that, I conclude the video, and let us see in the next video. Love you guys. See you.